Hey guys, I'm back for some more pub time action here on Cptn.Canuck Dota. Anyways, I found this game right here, Team Hyperion versus Team KX? I don't know, I jumped into the game too quick, I missed what their name was, Team K something. So we will figure that out in just a moment once we get into this game, but other than that, yeah, Team KX. Alright, so I had it right. Anyways, just waiting for some loaders here before we hop into this game. As we do, I'm just going to make a shameless plug for myself. Definitely check out my Twitch stream if you've got the spare time. Tuesday and Thursday nights I will be casting games for the AD2L, which is the Amateur Dota 2 League. It is a completely free league for any team to enter. We do games on Tuesdays and Thursdays. There's a Tuesday league and a Thursday league for, just because there's so many people that signed up. So lots of great teams, lots of great games, and really fun live streams. So check that out. I'll be casting 2 sets of games on Tuesdays, so be sure to drop in and check that out. I would love to have you guys. You can follow me at Cptn.Canuck Dota on Twitch, and I will be streaming whenever the hell I feel like it, as well as the consistent Tuesday and Thursday streams. Anyways, into this game here, off of that topic, we are looking at Team Hyperion versus Team KX. 2 teams that look to have their own kind of shit figured out. I hate when people make their team name XX Hyper Dragon blah blah Slayers. Oh my god. Capital X, lowercase x, your mom, LOL. Just drives me nuts. But these two teams seem to have it together. Anyways, to the game. Slark, Bristleback, Alchemist, Visage all being banned out right off the bat, and then Crystal Maiden and Nature's Prophet being the first 2 pickups. So Team KX already looking at a little bit of Rat Dota. Perhaps going to be picking up some more heroes to participate in that. Clockwork kind of works along those lines, but not so much. I think if they really want to push that push game and really go aggressive, they'll have to pick up something like a Death Prophet or a Leshrac or something else to kind of complement the push. Otherwise, it's just going to kind of just be split pushing. In which case, if you want to play that split pushing game, you need heroes that can hold lanes really well. You want Timbersaw, you want Coddle, you want
10 seconds remaining.
Any number of heroes. You could have a Puck, you could have
5
Rubik,
seconds
you could have,
remaining.
Invoker, etc., etc. So just heroes that can clear a creep wave really quickly and push it away from a tower function really well in push strats. But the Death Prophet is actually nabbed up by Team Hyperion here, which is kind of an interesting turn of events because it looks like they're going to be try to counter that push strat with some aggression of their own. Now, Crystal Maiden doesn't quite fit into push comps by herself, but I mean she's still a great support, and she's only 1 hero out of 5. So interesting to see what she runs here. Anyways, yeah, I'm curious how these lineups are going to look, because KX was looking a little pushy to begin here. Like, Clockwork's okay for keeping lanes, out of your face. A Rocket Flare can give you momentum in a lane just so that it's not in your base, but he doesn't actually really push. He just kind of staves off a lane. Now, Nature's Prophet, he pushes, but he pushes a lane at a time on his own. Doesn't push as much on a team unless his team is built around that, like I said, with a Death Prophet or, Venomancer, etc. So now tables have turned when Team Hyperion takes Death Prophet, because Death Prophet is notorious for winning her lane, getting the tower when her opponent leaves to get a root or something, and then just rotating lanes over and over. Tier 1, Tier 1, Tier 1, gone. And then, that's kind of how she progresses. But, so, it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, these next couple picks are really going to reveal a lot about how these teams want to play this game. Nyx and Weaver, Timbersaw, and then Undetermined going to be the last 4 bans coming out. Enchantress now, so, Team Hyperion getting rid of a couple stealthers that they feel are going to be a little bit annoying. KX just getting rid of that strong offlane Timbersaw, and then the Enchantress to kind of nerf off that push strategy. Not too worried about Chen, I guess. Just worried about the damage from that Enchantress, which is entirely understandable. I think Enchantress actually would have worked better with Hyperion's current lineup than a Chen would. So that kind of staves off the push a little bit, but we'll see. There's still a lot of very pushy heroes in the pool for both teams to grab if that's what they want to do. It looks like Team KX is probably going to just leave this as a little bit more of a Prophet along with other heroes.
Reserve the time.
I mean, Prophet does fit into any strategy. He's not push exclusive, but that was just kind of the assumption I was making based on the information that I had. But Shadow Demon, that's kind of an interesting one.
Dire team.
We'll see what they choose to combo that with, because Shadow Demon is almost exclusively picked for a roaming gank combo with another support, whether that be Lina, Leshrac. Those are the two popular ones. I've also seen Centaur run with Shadow Demon. That is really effective. The damage amp on that, the damage amp between with Double Edge is just incredible.
Team big.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they'll run with that. We could be looking at an anti-mage here, actually, because Team KX has actually got quite a bit of, ability to keep lanes shut. Nature's Prophet's ultimate, Clockwork's, flares, etc. And then Shadow Demon can throw Shadow Poison if really needed. But
10 seconds remaining.
They've got what they need to keep the team away from
5 seconds
which
remaining.
could turn into a heavy farm game for their carry. However, Team Hyperion seems to want to bring the thunder with that Clink's pickup and with the Death Prophet. They kind of just want to get up in KX's face and end things in the 20 to 30 minute mark, get that Clink starting to snowball. When he first gets his Orchid and starts nailing people, that's when he's going to be really effective. And when Death Prophet starts knocking down those towers, the gold for that Orchid is going to roll in pretty darn quick. So Hyperion looking to strike a little quicker than KX right now. Leshrac is going to be the combo with Shadow Demon, so we're going to be looking at that gank and combo. Hopefully they can shut down that Death Prophet early. If they do, that can really mess up her game. Earthshaker is the pickup for Team Hyperion, so a little bit more control as they were lacking some of that. I mean, the Death Prophet has a silence, and the Clinks will eventually get an Orchid, but other than that, it was just the Crystal Maiden for control, so getting a little bit more stuns, a little bit more interruption. And I think that's definitely going to be a good game. I'm curious to see what KX is going to run as their carry. Hyperion could run Clinks as their carry, but I think they'll probably stick them in the offlane and then get another traditional carry. Now, pretty much every carry in the game is still in the pool right now. None of them really banned out. I mean, Weaver was taken out, but neither team really looking for that. So we'll see what they choose to go here. I mean, there's Luna, there's Anti-Mage, there's Spectre, there's pretty much anything. Mirana might actually be the choice by KX here. I didn't really think about that, but the combo between the Disruption into the Stun into Disruption into Split Earth into Arrow would actually be a really, really strong tri-lane. Would hold somebody down for a long time.
5 seconds remaining.
Sitting on a couple seconds here before they slip into their reserve time, and now they are, so
Reserve
about a minute
time.
left to make this pick, and yeah, I mean, they got all the time in the world. Just looking at my hero poster on the wall, trying to figure out what they would run with this. Yeah, I don't know. Pugna. Alright, so they're going for the push. So we've actually got two really pushy lineups up against each other, and this is going to make for an interesting dynamic. Usually it's one team that decides to go full balls to the wall with that, and then the other trying to counter it out, but the Pugna is going to be the pickup. And, interesting. So it looks like we're going to have a mid lane Clockwork, an off lane Nature's Prophet, and then a tri-lane between the Shadow Demon, Leshrac, and Pugna for Team KX. Now, they lack a lot of carry potential here. The Pugna scales okay into the late game, but it's just not a true carry, and Nature's Prophet can get enough items, but will never outdo a true hero like the Luna. So, I think KX is really going to have to shove back at that 20 to 30 minute mark that I was talking about for Team Hyperion. They're really going to have to just get in there and just knock down towers at the same pace that the other team is. And I'm actually expecting a lot of kind of dodginess from both teams. Like, they're not going to fight head on. They're just going to try to dodge each other and hit towers and trade and see who can get the better trade. Now, KX is probably going to end up with the better trades, considering that they push towers slightly faster and have the Nature's Prophet to take other lanes at the same time. However, Hyperion does have a lot of tower damage, and it can be really scary. They picked a Shadow Fiend for the last pickup, so not entirely sure if that works out the best, but if it looks like they felt they needed a little bit more carry, and so they're gonna stick that with their offlane now. Frostbite into Raze is actually a pretty good combo. It allows Shadow Fiend to get all of that damage off, but this is definitely an obscure game for sure. I'm kind of interested to see how this one plays out. Oh man, my mouse sensitivity was just cranked for some reason there.
Prepare for battle.
He's here, and we'll get this going. Bam. All right, so. Yeah, what would Dota be without a pause? Anyways, we've got Hyperion playing up here. We've got GC on the Shadow Demon. He's probably going to be farming the safe lane, along with Sephi and Gabo on the Crystal Maiden and the Earthshaker. Vorg is going to be playing the Clinks, heading down towards that off lane, and then Denz is going to be playing the Death Prophet, which I assume will be traveling up to mid. On Team KX here, we've got Turnaround playing the Pugna, bunch of Chinese, or I don't know if that's Chinese, Asian characters on the Clockwork, Tong Tong on the Nature's Prophet, and then Wan Ted on Ela Shrek. Don't know who's on the Shadow Demon. Couldn't tell you if I wanted to. Hey. Anyways, looks like they're heading off to defend their own jungle here, which probably a good wait, is the Death Prophet in the tri-lane? Ooh, okay, so they are sending the Shadow Fiend mid, Clinks to the offlane, but the Death Prophet's in the offlane, or in the tri-lane. I really didn't expect that. Oh, they're gonna run into 5 here, and both teams spot each other out. Oh, the disruption goes out on the Crystal Maiden. She got herself up too far. Fisher goes out, actually blocking Crystal Maiden in. Oh, that was ugly. And Pugna gets the first blood there, so that 5-man roam up to the ward stone there really, yeah, says thanks. Clockwork says thanks, and I mean, I don't blame him. That was kind of just handed to him on a silver platter. That, oh, cool. Yeah, this, that Crystal Maiden had no reason to go up that cliff, and she did, and then she got caught by the Earthshaker, who now sees a ward but can't take care of it. Gotta buy that Queln Blade, man. Alrighty, so these are going to be some interesting tri-lanes here. We've got kind of an Intel Burst hero as the core on each of these tri-lanes. But Crystal Maiden dewarding this, so since the new ward stock is now just 1 per... there's only 1 ward stock at the beginning of each game, it's a lot harder to... actually, it's a lot easier to punish the enemy team if you can get sentries down. Because they're not going to have sentries for another like 5, or they're not going to have wards for like another 5 minutes, and it can get really frustrating for them. Sentries getting plopped down everywhere by Earthshaker, but nothing doing here. Oh wait, mid lane Prophet, off lane Clock. All right, Clockwork's fighting this Clinks up here, and Clinks is actually going to be forced to skeleton walk away as the damage from the battery assault was just too much, and both these heroes, I expect one of them to die soon. It's probably going to be the Clockwork, to be honest, because I think it's just too evasive, but who knows. Definitely an action-packed lane that we should be looking out for. I'm interested to see how this the track plays out. Oh, man. Oh, you got to time those, man. You got to time those. But are they going to get the kill anyway? They do. Crystal Maiden turns herself around and into death yet again, but the Shadow Demon drops the Death Prophet from behind. Diabolic Edict now flying out, not doing too much damage though. Prophet is in here trying to make something happen. Tree's in the Earthshaker, but he eats himself out with a Tango, and they're still going on this. And Death Prophet can very easily die, gets to crept up, tries to pop off his salve, but just not enough. Not quite anything there to finish him off, but the trees go out on the Crystal Maiden, and the Nether Blast goes out, so she dies almost instantly after spawning. And is still level 1. Gonna have to walk herself back down to the lane. So great rotation there by the Nature's Prophet. He did a lot in that fight and made a lot happen. Oh man, it's really a bummer. I really don't like seeing Shadow Demons go Shadow Poison. A lot of them a lot of Shadow Demons will just assume that that is the natural best choice because it's your damage spell. But the best thing to do is really to go between Disruption and Soul Catcher, because Soul Catcher just gives you so much bonus damage that your other support will just, they just do so much damage when you get that combo off. If I mean, imagine Diabolic Edict. It does 12 damage per second for 8 seconds. Or no, not 12 damage per second. Per tick, which it doesn't actually say how many ticks there are per second. So either way, I wish I could do the math for you, but basically it's a fuck ton of damage. That is the gist of what I was trying to say here. Now we got a Smoke Gang rotating into the mid lane here. Tree goes out on the Shadow Demon. They're going to throw down the Split Earth right on top of him. Shadow Poison following him up, and he tries to salve, but he is toast, man. There is nothing doing there. The Shrek gets the kill with the Diabolic Edict, and great rotation there. Team KX up early. 5-2 is the kill score here at 5 minutes 45 seconds, and Pugnut drops, getting himself up a little bit too far on the bottom lane as the supports have rotated out. Now looking to pick up this Clinks. The Shadow Demon's coming in with the Haste Rune. He does have a Skeleton Walk available, but it's not going to be done. The Disruption goes out. Cogs are going to drop, and oh wow. What? I thought for sure that would have burned his mana. What? He must have popped that before the mana burn effect happened on Cogs. That was a split second of space where he had to do that. That was actually really lucky on his part. He should have been toast. Absolutely toast. And Clockwork kind of misplaced his Cogs there. If he had stepped right underneath that Disruption and Cog, he would have been totally fine, and had him stuck in there, and that Sentry Ward would have done its job. But unfortunately, they missed the kill on the Clinks. He does still have to run back to base, so that's a bit of a plus. And Clockwork gets some pressure out on this tower, but definitely a missed kill there. 5-3 the kill score now. And I should have had this up for a while. Last hits and denies, 13 for 9 on the Shadow Demon, or on the Shadow Fiend. 13 and 0 on the Death Prophet down on the bottom lane. 12 and 4 for the Pugnut, and 10 and 8 for the Nature's Prophet now. So both teams doing relatively good with the CS right now. Nothing too incredibly out of the ordinary. Nature's Prophet coming up on that Midas pretty slowly, but he is coming up towards it. He's about 500 gold away, and actually that's not too slow. Getting a Midas at 6-7 minutes is terrible.
Invisibility.
Now the Shrek picks himself up an Invis Rune here, and he is going to find the Shadow Demon. So with a little bit of Shadow Demon. Oh man, I'm going to mess that up so many times this game. Nature's Prophet looking at TPN, get something going here. And teleports ahead, and this, oh wow, Shadow Fiend turns himself around, and Leshrac still looking for this, turns on the Diabolic Edict. He's going to need to land a beautiful Split Earth. There he goes, he gets it, and he doesn't even need the Nature's Prophet here. Prophet's going to get the auto attack and get the final, the last hit there, but definitely well played by Leshrac. That kill would not have happened if he didn't get that Split Earth.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Down in the mid lane, Nature's Prophet running around with that Haste Rune. He's going to be 1 or 2 more creep waves away from getting that Midas recipe, and that'll start helping out his farm pretty damn well. Shaker sitting on some boots and looking to see if he can get in a position for Fissure, but not confident about his position, going to back up into the lane. He's kind of mellowed out here for a second, just both teams relaxing. Crystal Maiden grabbing her boots at 6 minutes 50 seconds. That's, I think, the fastest time I've ever seen a support get boots in Dota 2. Congratulations to her.
Too bad.
Mid lane here, we got the Shadow Fiend now farming up relatively well. Has chosen not to put the point in his ultimate at level 6. A lot of Shadow Fiends will not. I'll get back to that in a second, but he ain't coming out here on the bottom. Earthshaker drops almost instantly, and then the Nature's Prophet comes in to try to get the Crystal Maiden, and now Death Prophet left all alone. No action going to be taken on her, and they can't catch up to her, but Shadow Fiend walking into 4 heroes. Not the smartest thing I've seen all day, but they disrupt her, disrupt him and put the cogs down. That was really awkward, but it worked. I think they all just kind of hit their spells and panic, but it worked out for him. Pugnut Nether blasting away this tower, but yeah, Yeah, so the
Dire's
Shadow
bottom
Fiend build
tower
that I was
is
talking
under
about.
attack.
So a lot of Shadow Fiends will opt to just go Necromastery and Shadow Raise for the first portion of the game, as it helps your laning out a lot more to just maximize those souls and the raises. However, the problem with that is that you don't get any points in your ultimate, which means that if you die, you don't get the spread. You don't get your souls released. And as well, I mean, if you just get in a fight in any way whatsoever, you don't get your ultimate off. So, I mean, I'm kind of indifferent to this build. In a game like this, where heroes are rotating and moving around so much, I definitely would not have gone for this build. Because just you want your ultimate to be able to fight. And even though you don't have a lot of souls because of Necromastery, it still does a good chunk of damage if you can hit it in the middle of a fight. And fights have been happening. In other games where it comes to the 11 or 12 minute mark before people start rotating, you're a lot safer to do that, and it becomes a lot more effective. So that's when I would say that it's probably better to do that build. But he opts to just go for the 4-4-0-0 build right off the bat, and I don't blame him. That is a pretty standard build. However, it's the small optimizations that take your game to the next level, and just having that ready for any of those fights there. I mean, if he had ultied when he was just caught in here, and if he had gotten that off, he probably actually would have killed 1 or 2 heroes. So, actually, I think he was level 5 when that fight happened. He just leveled up when he was gone. So, I guess that wouldn't have mattered. But, I mean, had he had gotten that...
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
He definitely would have gotten it off. Now, oh wow, that was really close there. The Death Prophet dropping down to 30 HP. We'll see if a Rocket Player can pick her off in a couple seconds here. We'll have to keep an eye on this clockwork. He's definitely going to try for it. Prophet actually TP's in, going to look for it, but doesn't find anything. He sees the Death Prophet, and oh wow, gets gamed so hard. The Nature's Prophet just doesn't manage to get him, and the Rocket Player just a little short. That had to suck. Clinks gets the Leshrac up here on the top lane. Looks like there's a rotation, and Clinks just turned it right around. Disruption up now. Pugna looking to hit him here. Gets another blast off, but he's going to retreat on down to the river and be completely fine here. 9-6 is your kill score, 10 minutes into the game. Team KX in the lead right now, and have gotten themselves a tower. So I think this kind of counter-push strategy that they've got going on, where they saw the Death Prophet and they said, screw you, we'll just pick the push heroes and beat you to it. I think it's working out well for them, and hopefully will continue to as they knock down the top tier 1. I don't think there's going to be anything contesting this here. It is gone. And yeah, I think, these solve push strats. You just got to do another push strat. Rocket Player flies in, chunks off a tiny bit of Clinks' health, but big fight breaking out here. Disruption going out on the Earthshaker. Earthshaker's trying to get something done, but he doesn't have Echo Slam. There's nothing to throw off there, and oh man, Shadow Fiend just gets wrecked. I don't even know what was hitting him there. Was that just Edict and something else? I don't know. But Crystal Maiden, she is toast too, way too far up. Her positioning has not been optimal in any stage of this game, and now there's going to be pressure on the tier 2. 3 heroes down for more than 10 seconds right now, and that is more than enough time to clear this creep wave and walk up and get another blast or 2 on this tower, which is gonna cause some problems here. Hyperion's really feeling the pressure, and they don't have what they need to defend. Oh man, these spells just do so much damage to the tower. Between the Nether Blast and the Diabolic Edict, that tower drops in a matter of seconds, and oh, Shadow Fiend actually catches himself up a little bit too far. Clink's getting eaten alive by the Pugna Ward, but he's going to be fine as he finishes off his kill and ceases to attack. But yeah, Hyperion not doing the best this game. 0-4-0 on their Shadow Fiend, and still not really contributing anything. All he's got is a bottle of Wraithbend and a pair of boots. This reminded me of a game I played as Shadow Fiend a couple days ago. Just terrible. Not going to talk about it, but yeah. On the bottom lane here, we've got Tong Tong on the Nature's Prophet, just pushing up this lane a bit. We'll see him make a set of treants in a second to start shooting up this lane, and then he'll take off. Because it's probably unsafe for him. Actually, he's not even going to make the treants. He's just going to head in the mid lane, and there he makes the treants to help push down this tier 1. So looks like they wanted to focus a little more on that, which is completely understandable. That was actually probably the better decision there. Nether Blast chunking this tower down quite a bit. It drops. no tier
Dire's middle
1s left
tower
standing
has
for
fallen.
Hyperion right now, and they've got to be feeling the pressure. I think they need to make a team fight happen. I mean, I don't think they're behind too far on hero farm. Like, their Shadow Fiend is doing pretty bad, but I think Clink's is alright, and their Death Prophet was doing okay. So I think if they just got into a big fight, let Prophet's ulti channel for the entire duration, and maybe even get an Echo Slam out in there, they'll be having a much better time than they are currently. Here, Clink's almost getting caught out here, but looks like the Crystal Maiden will drop. What was she even doing up there, man? Like, this has just not been fantastic for Crystal Maiden. She's not been playing well. Clinks escapes that clockwork just barely. Shadow Fiend missing his raises in the mid lane. Oh man, buddy. Oh man.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Does finally
Radiant
grab a point in his
structures
ultimate,
are
so
fortified.
he will now have the Soul Explosion at his will whenever he wants it. Gonna head down to the bottom lane here and pick up this regen rune, so that'll help him out a little bit. And he's now got power treads if he wants them. I had a fantastic game the other day. I was playing Shadow Fiend, and actually one person on my team abandoned, and then 3 more abandoned. And it was a ranked game, and I had read somewhere that if a bunch of people leave and you play it out, the MMR system will treat it as though it was a 1v5. And I was like, alright, let's do
Radiant's
this
bottom
then.
tower
So I tried
is
to
under
fight it,
attack.
and it meant that I was getting
Dire's
passive
middle tower
gold from
is under
5
attack.
different heroes, and so I was just rolling in gold. Like
Radiant's
I was
bottom
regenerating
tower has
about, or I was
fallen.
like generating about 100
Dire's
gold every
middle
couple
tower
seconds.
has fallen.
And so I was tick slotted before any of the enemy teams had finished. Any of the guys on the enemy team had finished their second item, and I actually had a
Dire's
hilarious
middle
time.
tower is
I
under
got
attack.
rampages a few times, but then they pushed me out, which is unfortunate. But anyways, enough about my life. A lot of pressure coming in on the tier 3 tower now. So Team KX is starting to push the base. As only a moment ago I thought I said that they had just eliminated all tier 1s, and I mean, that's what happens when you get a lineup like this, man. They've got so much pushing potential, and they've just been using it to the maximum. If you look at the net worth graph, we've got the top 2 heroes in the graph, the Nature's Prophet and the Pugna. Usually Prophet's going to be at the top of that no matter what game you're in, but the Death Prophet and the Clinks are the 2 big ones that really need to be having that farm on Hyperion, and they're just falling a little bit behind. I mean, they're not doing terrible, but they do need something more than they've got. Clinks pops out now, looking for some action on that Pugna, and he definitely gets it, eating a lot of damage from the wards, but Shadow Fiend ulti goes out, and oh my god, melting, there we go. That was the team fight I was talking about earlier when I said, well,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
but yeah, when I said they need to just, oh wow, Prophet's just running inside of that sentry range, and Clink's going on him. But yeah, I mean, they had what it takes to take a fight. They've got a decent team, and you know, as underfarmed as some of their heroes are, they're still effective. And you know, making that fight happen away from a tower and away from a fortified position, I think these guys had a lot of potential there, and that really helped them out a lot. I'm sure if we take a look at the golden XP graph, yeah, there was about, you know, slowly inclining for KX right now, but shot right back down at the end of that fight. That was the EXP graph, and if you look at the gold graph, it was actually a lot further apart in gold, but you can see it spikes back down from about 8,000 to 75,000, or 8,000 to 7,500 in just a couple moments there. So fantastic fight for Hyperion, and they just need to make that happen a couple more times while their Clinks and Shadow Fiend get farmed up, and I think they can start to pull this game back. It's really on Team KX to put on the pressure and start knocking down buildings right now, because they need to get these racks, or they're going to have a really hard time in the late game. Prophet and Pugna will just not last against the Shadow Fiend, Clinks, and Death Prophet. Prophet now coming in, so this is the core pushing lineup for this team. Just going to town on this tower here, and it's going to be gone in just a moment. 2 Necro Books at level 1 already shoving in here, and jeez, they are just knocking down tower after tower. 17 minutes and 40 seconds into this game, they are just demolishing the towers. All 6 outer towers gone now. Clinks is looking for some action here. He's waiting for them to get separated, and I think the second they do, he's just going to go to town. But they are right on top of each other. He's got to be a little careful about how he executes this. Oh, the sentry is down and they see him, so he's going to scurry himself off, and I think these supports are going to be a little bit more careful as they continue forward in this, moving around. Crystal Maiden picking herself up a little bit of farm here in that mid lane, and Shadow Fiend, he's looking to get that Black King bar. He's got the Mithril Hammer up first, and he's looking for that Ogre Club and then the recipe to follow it, but it is still a pretty long ways away, and I don't think it's going to be ready for the fight. Not a sentry ward here, this is an observer. So Clink's spotting this out. He knows where all the heroes are for the other team, and he's going to play accordingly. He's going to back off to his own jungle right now, needing to eat a creep and get farmed up a little bit. He's getting pretty close to having his Orchid. He's about, what are we looking at here? I think that's about 1,500 gold away from the finished Orchid. He needs 2 more Robes of the Magi, and then, 2 more Robes of the Magi, and then the recipe, which I believe is 700. So 900, 700, yeah, 1,600-ish. Roshan getting beaten on now by Team KX. Tong here, just going to town on it with the Treants, and the rest of his team just staying outside the pit to make sure that they're safe. Pugna Ward goes up on the cliff to ensure no silly business is happening, and I think Hyperion knows what's going on, but don't have anything to stop it. I think if the Clinks had actually ducked into the pit there, he might have been able to pick himself up a free Aegis, but he does not do it, and what? Oh, man, they got that sentry down there, spotting him out, and Clockwork jumps on him without hesitation. 40 seconds down on that Clinks, 30 seconds down on the Crystal Maiden, and they're going on to the Death Prophet. She pops off the ultimate, and oh my god, that Shadow Fiend ultimate doing so much damage. 3 kills going the way of Hyperion in almost a second. Little face coming out by Pugna, not happy with what happened there. Death Prophet just doing so much to that Clockwork, and oh wow, the silence actually cancels out that TP. No stealth detection for that Shadow Blade, but 4 kills plus the Aegis go in the way of Hyperion. So they just need to take a couple more fights like that, and they can definitely pull this game back. I think actually now is where Team KX has to worry about. I mean, they've just failed to push a base, failed to take Roshan, and the other team has a much better late game. This is where you start to panic, and you've gotta really push your advantage. They've got, wow, a Necrobook 3 on Prophet, a Necro 2, oh no, an almost Necro 1 on Leshrac, and then a, where's that other Necrobook? Oh yeah, Clockwork has a Necro, Pugna has a Necro 2, and Leshrac is going for 1. So they're just going for mass Necros, trying to shove these lanes down, and I mean, I'm not sure if it'll work. I'm really not sure. I mean, the Clinks can always just eat 1. And even though they'll take the backlash damage, it's going to be so hard to deal with those melee ones because they're just obnoxious. But, I don't know. I'm curious. Got some smoked up supports here, just de-warding as good supports should. Looks like the Clockwork is going to take advantage of that though, and jumps out onto him. The Crystal Maiden does walk herself away, actually gets exploded by the Prophet ulti, and Prophet is in here with a Shadow Blade, looking to finish off that Crystal Maiden. He does. Fissure comes out though, stunning him up. Echo Slam goes down, and the Death Prophet turns on a BKB and starts going with her ultimate, but Spirits are not going to return in time to keep her alive. Oh my god! She's still alive! She's still alive! How? Oh my god! She's going after the Pugna and gets him! Prophet stays alive! How did that happen? Oh my god, I'm astounded. 4 for 3 is the kill total at the end of that fight. 23-19 is the kill total in the entire game. 23 minutes and 35 seconds is your game time. And things are starting to look a little bit more promising for Hyperion.
Radiant's
I mean,
bottom tower is under attack.
once they've taken a couple fights like this and start to get some big items up, like that Orchid on Clinks, which is actually just now done. Actually, oh, he's just trying to sell off items to get that Robe of the Magi. There he goes. He now has his Orchid. So Orchid on Clinks, BKB on Prophet, and 300 gold away from a BKB on Shadow Fiend. Once those are all up, they can actually start to get a little bit more aggressive. Shove out their lanes and then head up the mid and just force fights with KX. And KX is not going to be able to take them. I mean, they've got Necrobook, but that doesn't do so much when you're the one getting beaten on. I do think it is of mass concern, though. Having 10 extra creeps that burn mana and just mess people up in the middle of a fight can be really devastating, especially with that backlash damage, because trying to get rid of them isn't going to work, trying to outrun them isn't going to work, and I mean, trying to fight with them there is just going to hamper your fight completely. So definitely anxious to see how the next team fight turns out, but both teams aware that they can't be too hasty about their decisions, can't be rushing into anything, because this is still anybody's game at this point. Death Prophet now looking like she's going to be building towards a Bloodstone, so she's got the couple components for her Soul Booster, just going to be waiting on the Arcane Booster, and looks like Earthshaker got himself picked off in the river there, and Shadow Fiend will follow suit. Definitely not where you want to get yourself picked off, but looks like they were just trying to de-ward and just wasn't going their way. Now some more pressure coming in towards that mid lane. I think both heroes are going to be up in time to defend those, so we'll see if that does end up being the case. Necro creeps being popped off by the Clockwork. Still no Necrobook on the track, but Nature's Prophet going to pop his off as well. And, look at this. Army of Necro creeps flying in towards this mid tower with the Treants, just knocking everything down. Diabolic Edict is hurt hard, and Death Prophet's going to throw out her ultimate. Gets disrupted, which is actually to her advantage because she's already got her ultimate channeled. Throws up the Black King Bar. Echo Slam comes out, gets to the Pugnant now, very low, looking to try to escape there, and he actually is. He's going to get out alive until he turns himself around and gets himself killed by the Death Prophet, but Prophet now trying to get that Ninja Prophet. He managed to teleport out, so Pugnant dies but buys back, and the Prophet escapes with his life. So that is 4 for none. They lost a rack, they lost a tower, but oh man, that's going to be 5 for 1. 5 for none. Yeah, I don't know where Pugnant's going. He just toasted Reno. Bye-bye, buddy. And momentum is back in Hyperion's court. 24 to 25 kill score, and Hyperion not doing bad. What the heck? Oh, Shadow Fiend bought that BKB a long time ago. Must have been coming to him on a courier that whole time or something. I don't know, but looks like a tier 1 is actually going to go down here for KX. They don't have a lot to hold this with. Clinks is just chewing through it like nothing. And there it goes. The Soul Catcher goes out on the Shadow Fiend, but not going to do too much. They should probably back off now, though. If they get caught here, actually Shadow Fiend channels his ultimate. He doesn't have very many souls, so he actually just drops right after that, not doing too much damage. And now they're going to turn on to the Clinks, who dies just afterwards. 335 gold going the way of that Nature's Prophet, and still looking for that Earthshaker. I don't know if he's going to get caught. Actually, did he just block himself? There's no way that's blocking. He's going to try to TP out, but he gets Split Earth, and 3 kills down for Hyperion. Now that is no bueno. They definitely shouldn't have forced that issue. Once that tower went down, they just needed to leave. But no tier 1s remaining for Team KX, so a little bit, like I said, a little bit of momentum in Hyperion, on Hyperion's side right now. They've got what it takes to take this game. It's just going to be a matter of execution and good decision making, because they've made a couple questionable decisions which have cost them.
Full roots and run.
Nature's Prophet does have a gem. He's had that for a little while here. Just had it when I last checked his inventory, but that is really going to hamper the Clinks. Yeah, Death Prophet pops off that BKB, and then the ultimate goes in, and they're going to make something happen here. And oh my god, the Leshrac blows up. So much damage coming out from him, and Shadow Demon's going to follow suit. Shadow Demon dies. Looks like he got a disruption out on the Shadow Fiend beforehand. Shadow Fiend, Shadow Demon, man, that's hard. And here's Clockwork hooking around in the jungle, just trying to avoid that Death Prophet.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Down on the bottom lane, Klink's finding himself a Nature's Prophet and orchiding him up, but the Shadow Blade proves to be too strong. He gets out 6,600 gold in the bank right now. He can buy anything he wants, and I'm surprised he hasn't already. Let's see, he's purchased himself an Ultimate Orb. What's he going to do with that? Oh, the Courier has his... Oh, actually the Courier... Oh yeah, he sends it back to grab it. So Courier has a full Scythe of Ice for him, so he's going to have a field day with that. Definitely. That'll allow them to shut down one of those core heroes from Hyperion, but I'm just not sure if it's going to work, because the Klinks is just so bursty and obnoxious to deal with in the first place, and the Shadow Fiend, I mean, he doesn't really do too much to begin with. He's kind of been slow to make an impact in this game, and Death Prophet, her spirits will just go right through it even if she's picked, so I don't know. Looking at a Roshan respawn in 1 minute and 38 seconds, so we'll have to keep an eye on that when both teams start to gather around there again for the second go at Roche. 29 minutes, 8 seconds now, 28 to 26 is your kill score, and let's take a peek at the stats. We've got, for the gold graph, we've got 8k in the way of Team KX, so they are still leading pretty substantially on gold. However, the experience has shifted way in the way of Hyperion. They've taken a lot more team fights with a lot more of their heroes around, and the deaths have been just been getting chalked up over and over for Team KX, so definitely an interesting dynamic here, having a lot of gold on the side of KX and a lot of experience on the side of Hyperion. If we look towards the net worth graph, we'll see that Nature's Prophet is still in the lead. However, Death Prophet and Klinks have picked it up a little bit and have surpassed the Pugna, giving them a lot more items that they can make use of, like that Bloodstone and that BKB on the Death Prophet. The Shadow Fiend follows a little ways behind, about 400 gold behind that Pugna, and he's been farming okay since his bad early game has started to balance out, but he's now sitting on 2,400 gold, a Black King Bar, and a Wraith Band. So, I wonder what his next item's going to be. He's going to need more damage, because he really doesn't have too much. I mean, he's got the damage from his souls, but that is it. Once he blows those, that is it for it. Oh, man. Klink's getting himself caught out now by that Jeff, which is now on Pugna. There's so much True Sight on this team. They're getting, like, they've got 2 Necro 3s and then a Gem of True Sight on top of that. These Necro creeps just charging forward. Gonna look to... Oh man, look at this Rax. It just disappears. There's nothing they can do about that. They are gonna fortify for it. Frostbite goes out. Clockwork tries to get a hook in and... oh wow, gets it from behind, but Death Prophet ulti is going off, doing a ton of damage. And Crystal Maiden tries to get an ultimate off, but it is just not going to happen. Pugna gets exploded by the spirits here, and it's Shadow Fiend versus Shadow Demon. Shadow Fiend is actually going to be the loser there, not a likely outcome. But, oh man, look at this Death Prophet. The spirits do manage to pick up the Shadow Demon, and they call it GG well played. So it looks like Hyperion is just conceding to the push. They did make a decent comeback and were team fighting really well, 14-0 and 11 on the Death Prophet, but you know, there's just something to be said for killing the buildings. It is an objective-based game, and while some people will call it cheesy or underhanded or what have you, you know, it's just you know, it is how the game is made. You gotta kill buildings. That's the goal. And if you can find an effective way to do that, then all the more power to you, I say. So, anyways, a interesting game with a lot of interesting dynamics. Those tri-lanes were really kind of fun to watch with the Shadow Demon, Leshrac, and Pugna against the Earthshaker, Crystal Maiden, Death Prophet. Seemed kind of awkward, and then as we saw the game progress, the Team KX managed to push really hard and knock down a lot of towers. However, the dire side Team Hyperion was taking all the fights which meant that they were getting a lot of XP but not a lot of gold, and like I said, just conceding to the push in the end of it. I think they still could have held on. That GG seemed a little early, but regardless, they do let it go, and that will be it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out my Twitch stream, Cptn.Canuck Dota. I will include a link down below, but anyways, Tuesdays and Thursdays, check it out, 82L. I love you guys. Have a great night, and thanks for watching.